How did a business permanently lose you as a customer? I was a single dad raising my 7-year-old daughter Amy after her mom left when she was 3. Every week after her swim lessons, we'd hit up this little pizza place called Mario's about 10 minutes from the community center. Amy loved everything about that place. The red and white checkered tablecloths, the smell of garlic bread, and especially how the owner Giuseppe would always bring her extra Parmesan cheese packets and let her help fold napkins while we waited for our food. She'd sit there in her damp swimsuit with her hair still wet, carefully folding each napkin like it was the most important job in the world. Giuseppe treated us like family. He'd remember what we ordered, ask about Amy's swimming progress, and sometimes slip her a free cookie when he thought I wasn't looking. The place wasn't fancy, just good food and people who actually cared. Amy would talk about Giuseppe all week, telling her teacher about the nice pizza man who let her help in the restaurant. One Friday in November, we walked in like always, but something felt different. The usual cheerful atmosphere was gone. Giuseppe wasn't behind the counter. Instead, there was this woman in a crisp business suit with perfectly styled blonde hair who looked like she'd never eaten pizza in her life. Amy ran up to the counter like she always did, still in her purple swimsuit and flip-flops, hair dripping a little from the pool. She was excited to show off a new swimming stroke she'd learned. "Excuse me," the woman said sharply, looking down at Amy like she was some kind of pest. "Children in wet swimwear are not allowed in this establishment." I thought she was joking at first. "She's not really wet, just a little damp from swim lessons. We come here every Friday. It's a health code violation," she said, crossing her arms. "Wet clothing, especially swimwear, creates unsanitary conditions. You'll need to leave." Amy's face fell. She looked up at me confused, then back at the woman. "Where's Giuseppe? He lets me fold napkins." "Giuseppe no longer works here. I'm the new manager and we have standards to maintain." I felt my face getting hot. This was our place, our tradition. Amy had been coming here since she was 4 years old. "Look, her swimsuit is barely damp. She's not dripping or anything. Can't you make an exception just this once?" The woman's expression got even colder. "Sir, I don't make exceptions. Rules are rules. Perhaps you should consider more appropriate dining establishments for children." Other customers were starting to stare. An elderly couple at a corner table looked uncomfortable. A family with 2 kids stopped eating to watch the scene unfold. Amy grabbed my hand and squeezed it tight. "But Daddy, this is our pizza place," Amy whispered, her voice starting to shake. The new manager tapped her foot impatiently. "I'm going to have to ask you to leave. You're disrupting other customers." I looked around the restaurant. Half the tables were empty, and the customers who were there seemed more bothered by the manager's attitude than by Amy's presence. But I could see tears forming in Amy's eyes, and I didn't want to make this harder on her. "Fine," I said, taking Amy's hand. "Come on, sweetheart." As we walked toward the door, Amy turned back one more time. "Will Giuseppe be back next week?" The manager didn't even bother answering. We ended up at a drive-through burger joint, eating in the car while Amy fought back tears. "Why was she so mean, Daddy? I wasn't being bad." I didn't have a good answer. How do you explain to a 7-year-old that sometimes adults are just cruel for no reason? The next Friday, Amy asked if we could try going back to Mario's. "Maybe Giuseppe would be there," she said. "Maybe the mean lady was just having a bad day," but I couldn't risk putting her through that again. We tried a few different places over the next couple weeks, but nothing felt right. Amy would ask about Giuseppe and wonder if he missed seeing us. She even drew him a picture of her swimming that she wanted to give him. About a month later, I ran into Giuseppe at the grocery store. He told me the new owners had fired him after 30 years because they wanted to modernize the place. He was heartbroken, but had started working at a family restaurant across town. He asked about Amy and why we stopped coming. When I told him what happened, his face went red. "That woman, she has no heart. Amy is such a sweet girl. I miss her help with the napkins." A few weeks after that, I drove past Mario's and saw a big "for lease" sign in the window.